Welcome to At a Glance, the series where we go over a game we had recently, go over what went right, so you can do it in your own games, and then do that thing right. What went wrong, so you can recognize when you do those things and try to fight that habit, and generally go over what happened in a game, the general flow of it. Basically, it's a learning experience, just using old games, going through replays, and, learning from them, because that's what replays are for. You go back to your replays, and you're like, wow, I did this thing good, the enemy did this thing bad, and then rinse and repeat. Normally, this is a Siege series, but I'm not gonna not do Overwatch if we have a really good, game to learn from. And also because I've been playing with Three Ring Circus a lot, and they deserve, a little bit of attention. Just a little bit. So, as you can see with this comp, we've got Sombra and Tracer for DPS. They're not going to be fighting up front. They're going to be, scattered around looking for targets in the back. We have a Mercy and a Weaver. I still do not fucking know Weaver's, role in a team. Mercy, however, Mercy can help me up front. So the way the fight's gonna look, in my mind, is I'm gonna be up front with Mercy. Tracer and Sombra are gonna be, fucking around with the back, and basically collapse into the team there. So we just generally rush straight to point. If you're playing Orisa, little baby tip, use the spin to go faster. So fight breaks, because it's a long sight line, I immediately went and used the spear. I'm actually going to slow this down a bit so I don't lose shit. I'm trying to find the smaller targets. I see they have a Zarya, so I'm consciously going to try not to shoot her, because that will make her stronger. See right there how I used my spear, and I was going to throw it at her, and she popped the bubble, ready for the spear, so I just flicked it away. It's better to do a bad fucking shot with a cooldown than feed the Zarya, because that's how she gets good. So I call Zarya has no bubbles. She has used both bubbles in front of me. So I've got the damage boost. We hack her, and she's down. The fight is now in our favor. We've got the first pick. I'm going in here because I saw the Genji and Tracer come in here. I'm going to keep trying to kill this Genji, and he's down. I throw my spear. I get Tracer. Now we're collapsing because they are losing people and trying to back up. Lucio goes down just because I was following. I follow this Ana. I get the spear. I get the kill. Tracer's just sort of running. She uses recall behind us. Team recognizes that, and they take her out. So, now that we have the space here, what's going to happen is their team, what they shouldn't be doing right now is trickling. Trickling right now is not what they should be doing, because it's just Zarya Genji right now versus me pushing up with a Mercy pocket. They're not going to win this, because even if it wasn't just these two, there's still the three of us over here, whereas theirs are still spawning. I see the Zarya bubble, I don't shoot. Now I'm going to start shooting, and I'm going to be conscious. I'm going to keep reminding myself that she has a Zarya bubble. So I'm shooting her, trying to bait it out. She gets hacked, so she can't bubble. That's the bubble. I do feed her a little bit, but not much. And because both Zarya bubbles are down, I'm going to start focusing her hard. So, again, for the second fight in a row, they have lost their tank first. But the difference is, now they're scattered as hell over here. You can see the Genji in front of me with the Mercy pocket. Ana's over in the distance there. And who's the last one? Their Tracer is still coming out of spawn. We get the hack on the Genji. I try to focus on this Mercy, because she's pretty much the easiest target to hit. I see Peptic go for the Mercy, and that's why I give up on the Mercy. I see this Tracer on the side. I'm just kind of poking her, and we do get the kill. And they're really taking these duels out of spawn they shouldn't. I do feed the Zarya a bit, and I don't feel good about that. I see that she popped both bubbles, so now, because she popped both bubbles, she is the target. Are you seeing a trend here about cooldowns and target priority? So, because she used both bubbles, she is now my main target. She used another bubble. I did feed her a bit. Because she used her bubble, now I'm going to use my ult, which I do get a lot of damage on her, and get the kill. I start backing up. You could hear it a second ago. Let me try to rewind it. There we go. So you could hear, listen carefully. You heard the breath sound. Every character has a breath sound they do when their health is low. When I hear that, I start backing up. But I'm still, in the duel. I'm not turning around away from the enemy. I'm still trying to pressure them. But I'm listening and looking at my health and going, okay, I have 150 health, 100. I'm backing the fuck out now. And I'm waiting until my health is back and my cooldowns are back. And once I have that armor health back, I'm going to start aggressing harder like I was before. I'm going to be putting on the pressure. I'm going to be making sure that they can't move forward. I see their Ana, I get damage on her. Now that my health is full, Mercy is damage boosting me. I'm going to focus this Zarya. Try to get her bubbles down. Zarya down. I'm going to go after this Ana. Because the way the fight is broken out now, this Ana's alone in the back with no help. They have a Tracer. They have a Genji somewhere. There he is. So they have Tracer and Genji, who have very low damage output, especially against armor health, and especially against an Orisa who's popping Fortify and aggressing. So there's nothing Ana can do to stop me from just beating her face in. I don't have to kill her. That's the thing. I just have to make sure she's not helping the team. So I'm going to keep applying the pressure. I'm going to keep just being a nuisance up front. And once I get low, I back up again. Watching my health. My health is going up again, so I'm going to keep pushing. Their JQ is low. I see the hack come in. The team communicates the hack, and I go for the kill. What I'm doing as Orisa is I'm looking for these isolated targets of opportunity. I'm not trying to push into their spawn and take a 5v1. I am just sitting here outside of their spawn, controlling the space outside of their spawn. I'm taking duels, here. I'm taking duels here. I'm watching for hacks. I was watching for Zarya bubbles. I'm looking for opportunities. I'm not trying to just blindly take duels. The entire time this is happening, you're probably thinking, well, you should push the point. The point's part of the game. If you don't push the point, you lose the game. That's the job of a tank right there. The tank takes the duel right up here. Up here is the very end at their spawn. This is where the tank takes the duel because we have this space now. What do you mean space? Well, here's what most teams do. Most teams will play directly on the bot all the time, 24/7. And what happens is, if a fight happens right here, what happens is our team can either die on point, or we have to retreat and give them robot. But we have space. We are fighting up here. Because we're fighting up here, if we have to retreat and move back, we can move all the way back to the bot and make them waste resources all the way up here. And the entire time we are doing this, and the entire time we're controlling this space, our Weaver has been pushing the bot this entire fucking time. So, not only are they losing this fight up here, they're also losing a lot of progress over here. Like, dedicating one person to staying on point while everyone else controls the space, especially the tank needs to be controlling the space. Having one person on point, having the tank dominate the space up front, is how you're going to win maps like this. You want to dominate the space and be a threat, while someone else, usually a Lucio or I guess a Weaver, controls, the point. So, they nanoblade. I will give them credit. They played this really well. They nanobladed. They went straight for Mercy, because Mercy was keeping me alive. They went straight for Weaver, who was pushing point, and just kind of closed. So, I'm going to give them credit. They played this right. They got us out. But notice how they had to pop their nanoblade all the way, like, in spawn over here, as opposed to, having it later for this fight that's about to happen. Because now, look how much progress we got. We almost finished. We were about halfway through second point. And now we are back at this situation where we have EMP. I'm probably going to get another Terra Surge. They have no ults for this fight down mid. Like, dead middle of the map. It's literally how the game started, but it's now in our favor. So I'm going to spear down main, because it's a long sight line. We EMP, so I'm looking for the easy targets that got EMP'd. We do lose our Sombra, which is unfortunate. I am hard committing to just whoever I can fucking get my hands on. The Mercy is a valuable target, so I'm going to push her. I'm going to use my spin to literally just press W into Mercy. Because if I'm spinning, there's nothing they can do. Ana can't sleep me unless she does it from an angle. She can purple me if she doesn't hit me directly. I can't get crowd controlled. I'm just going to push W into their Mercy, and I know I've got my Mercy on me, so I'm going to do some damage. So I trap their Mercy in here and do kill her, and now we're going to collapse like we did before. The Mercy's down, so they have way less healing. Their Genji goes down, loses the dual to Tracer. I separate their JQ from the rest of the team with my Terra Surge. I did it in the middle. JQ ran this way, and her supports are this way. Not every ult, especially tank ults, need to be kills. They need to set up for kills. Like Terra Surge pulls everyone in, and everyone has to decide how they're going to scatter. You pop Shatter, team has to decide, are they worth saving or is this a done fight? Tank ults are about just more, controlling the space. Diva Bomb, you're controlling a space by throwing a big-ass bomb. Grab, you're controlling the space by forcing everyone into an area, that kind of thing. And in this instance, Terra Surge forces the enemy to scatter. And because they scattered, JQ goes down, and now it is only Tracer and Ana, which now we're going to collapse on. I'm going to use my spin, get some damage. Tracer gets hacked. The Ana's going that way. Tracer recalled, which is why I turned around like that, because, the quick mental math, where was she 3 seconds ago? I do the math. Oh, she was over there, and I turn. So now everyone's focusing on this Tracer, who is separated. Now she's dead. Now it's effectively just the Ana and whoever's coming out of spawn, which our Tracer's already dealing with. I'm going to use spin to move up. I'm going to fail to jump on the card the first time. This Genji's the furthest up, so I'm just going to push him. He's hacked, so he's my target. They pop Shout, so now I'm just going to try and pressure the JQ so that I can control this space. JQ gets hacked, so she is an easy target. She pops her Slash, so she is still an easy target. I get slept. I use my spin. I'm just basically trying to make sure JQ cannot control space. This is our space. I am the tank. I keep this space. So Mercy died. So I have less healing. So I'm going to abandon now before I start taking risks. I go for the pack here. What I'm going to do is see if I can get an opportunistic kill, or if we can equalize in some way. Because we're still sort of in the fight, but we're not going to aggress it. JQ drops, she's alone. We recognize that she's alone, and she's the opportunistic kill. So now their tank is dead, except we lost our Weaver and our Sombra, so it's just the three of us. I get the Mega to keep myself alive. Tracer's on me, even though I don't think she can really kill me. Tracer goes down. So now we're going to find these picks to bring the fight back in our favor. I force the Genji to back off to get heals, which means we have space. We don't really have to worry about him. We're going to keep pushing bot while I'm going to push up on this Ana, who can't do anything about me. Genji comes back. Genji goes down. They're just giving me these easy 1v1s, and they're playing a comp that doesn't counter me, really. Like, there's nothing they have that stops me from just doing this. So, because their tank's dead, we just control this space. I'm going to move up with Spear so I don't take damage. I'm going to use Fortify to stay where I am, and I'm going to keep holding the space in front of us. We get EMP. I want this Ana dead because healing is dangerous. So now, they pop Blade in the back. I'm going to use Terra Surge to keep their team from moving up. JQ pops ult. I do get purpled. My focus is now on the JQ because she's the most immediate threat. She's the one that can take the space. Genji's one. He's down. The Mercy's going to go for this res, and I know she's going to, and I don't know why she did because I had Spear. So Mercy goes down. And they're just giving me these 1v1s again. I go right up to their spawn because I'm ballsy, and I know they can't kill me. I see the Tracer's not with her team. She goes down. JQ is alone. She goes down. So it's just more controlling the space. They're not doing anything to get rid of me. They're getting rid of the Mercy, but every time they're getting rid of the Mercy, they're losing someone else. They're not doing anything to get rid of me. They're getting rid of the things that help me stay there. But I am still a threat. So I'm just going to stay here. I'm going to use my spin to move up and make them uncomfortable. I'm just going to keep applying this pressure by just existing in front of them. Because they're focusing on me. They're not focusing on the team pushing the point. And because they focused on me and not the point, which is the job of the tank, we won. I didn't even notice we were pushing point until that very end. So, general things to take away from this. As a tank player, control space. You should not be on point. You should be far up so that the enemy cannot be on point. Because if you're fighting on point, you're making no progress. If you're fighting up here, in their spawn or whatever space you have, you're still pushing the point the whole time. But the enemy is stuck here. They can't do anything. And, yeah. That was a pretty one-sided game if I've ever seen one. Part of this was just me bragging, but also there is some things to take away from this as a tank player, namely taking space, target priority, basically trying to be the biggest threat on the board and make sure that they cannot commit to a big threat on the board. Because the one time they had a big threat on the board was Nanoblade, and they won the fight because of it. But without another Nanoblade, they didn't have another big threat. So I was the biggest threat on the board, I controlled the space, and we won because we controlled the space. And yeah, peace.